It's working. I think I need another brush. Yeah, Ursula,
You don't like
yeah.
my brush? I got
Huh?
a good little elf brush.
Yeah,
See the difference?
I think so. Yeah,
It's not so much in here, but it's in there.
yeah. It's just that one is like right there. Yeah,
This is actually much better lighting than we have.
yeah, yeah. Especially in that little traffic area, it's like.
Three, two, one.
Okay. Hey everyone, it's Thursday and we're having a little off-camera conversation here because David's back with us.
Yeah, it's a bro show.
It's a bro
Again.
show. We've kind of tagged that when we work together on KSAT News Now, and we're bugging our producer Alicia, saying we need our own music, our own
we need
intro
some,
music.
Like some really heavy rock and roll, or maybe some good old country music to intros.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
road
kind
show
of like
music.
a walk-up music
Yeah.
for hitters and stuff.
And now that
See, you could do that too.
22.
You could even do a
RJ Marquez.
voiceover.
Marquez.
That would be nice.
some music.
Yeah, so David is with us this morning,
All right.
and KSAT News Now, of course, we're streaming, podcasting as well, so make sure to like, rate, and subscribe to all of those platforms. We would really appreciate all of that, and thanks for being with us this morning.
If you're a friend of Mickey,
Oh, boy.
I got some bad news for you. And Mickey's good. Mickey's all right. But
Mickey's
Mickey
okay.
apparently wants a little more of your money. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. So if you go to Disneyland or Disney World, I guess they're both,
Yeah.
then it could cost you a couple more bucks.
Yeah.
So that's how popular Mickey and Minnie are, I guess.
Very popular. Mickey never wants less money. You always want more
They
money.
always want more. Mickey, well, you know, inflation's
yeah.
killing Mickey, I guess.
There we go.
Hurting him just like everybody else. Poor Mickey. You
We
know.
will talk about that in just a bit. And the Spurs, we were waiting on this announcement for months now. It's a bit of a downer, a bit of a disappointment for some. So we will talk about that here
Yeah, but
in just a
for
bit.
the ones who are actually, benefiting from this announcement, they're
Oh
probably
yeah,
pretty excited.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So, all right.
But of course,
Did we tease them enough?
I think we did. We did. We do need that walk-up music, though. But
Yeah, we do.
I want to start off on some serious news here, and we're talking about this new report from the New York Times. David is adding more questions months after the shooting at Robb Elementary.
The investigation highlights the failures of not just former school district police chief Pete Arredondo, but several other officers who were at the scene, including high-ranking officers, experienced DPS troopers, to even federal SWAT specialists.
So the New York Times analyzed never-before-seen body camera footage from Uvalde police and school security cameras and came to the conclusion that there were major gaps and contradictions in the way that DPS reported the police response to the shooting.
And DPS Director Steve McGraw mostly blamed Arredondo for the officers' response, but the Times reported there was not much evidence to prove Arredondo was giving commands or what he was saying was being even communicated when he arrived at the scene. There's also audio from those body cameras that show many of the officers felt DPS or BORTAC was in control of the response at some point.
Yes, and hundreds of officers, as we reported previously, from multiple agencies were at the scene at Robb Elementary. But again, it took 77 minutes from when that shooter entered the school for them to kill the gunman who was inside the classroom, obviously with several victims. And David, just another reminder of the chaos and confusion of that day. And in some of these videos, you're seeing these officers are having discussions about 911 calls being made from inside classrooms, and yet they're kind of figuring out what sort of strategic approach they're going to take. It's just a lot of time here.
And I don't think this is a lot of new revelation. I think it's more support to what has already been discovered, was that there was just such a lack of communication between all these different agencies. There were so many different agencies on scene, and basically nobody took control of the situation. I think that's what these videos prove, is that they just support what we've already pretty much known was just that simple lack of communication and nobody ready to take control and go in and do something about the shooter.
And just, again, more frustration there and anger from a lot of those families. I know Lee Waldman was in Uvalde yesterday and was reporting on some of the reaction there, and obviously a lot of people there still reacting to that this
You
morning.
saw most of that body cam footage. Did you see anything that stood out to you that was really something that
Yeah, what
haven't
stood
known?
out to, I would say, after going through the article, which is lengthy and extremely detailed, it's definitely worth your time reading if you have some time. I think the timelines was what really kind of surprised me, because there's a timeline there that shows that Pete Arredondo arrived about 3-4 minutes after the shooter did, but there were also DPS troopers at the scene, and there were still shots being fired. So you remember that Steve McCraw said that part of the protocol for an active shooter situation is for them to just go get the shooter.
Yeah.
And yet there were DPS officers that heard gunshots and were not being commanded by anyone at the time, that still kind of stayed outside the building. They waited for BORTAC to get there, which they arrived at 12:21. That was already, 40 minutes after the shooter was already inside classrooms. Again, those 911 calls coming in, and it seemed like there was just a lot of discussion, but not very much action.
I think it just emphasized how tragic it was and how nobody stood up and just absolutely stepped in and said, okay, I'm going to take control of this situation.
Yeah.
Regardless of who's here, I'm taking control and we're going to solve this problem really quick. And nobody seemed to really do that.
Yeah, very frustrating
So,
there.
Yeah, can you imagine what the families are thinking again? And that's what you feel for, because this stuff just keeps coming out. It's been since May.
Yeah, they have to relive
And we
this
just keep
over and over
bringing
again.
stuff out,
Yeah.
and it's just hard for them to move on. So.
So David, this was another school shooting story that we've been following here, and I know you were just listening in on this. So the jury there in Florida decided on the punishment for Nicholas Cruz for the murder of 17 people during that Parkland school massacre, and this happened back in 2018. And the recommendation there, life in prison without the possibility of parole. So he did avoid the death penalty.
Yeah, however, he was not officially sentenced today. The prosecutors asked for impact statements to be heard from some of the victims' families before the sentence is read, so the judge will allow the statements on November 1st. The jury came back with their decision this morning. The judge has been reading out loud all morning long since they came back each individual count for all 17 victims of the shooting who were killed, and each count had like several questions for the jurors to decide, and the families were in the courtroom. Of course, the Cruz was sitting in the courtroom listening to all this, but you could just see the anguish on the families' faces as these names and these counts and all these questions were being answered, and all that brought up again.
Yeah, and we talk about everything here locally in Uvalde. You know, you think about how long it's taken here. So it's taken a little over a day for the jury to come to their conclusion, and they met yesterday, then again this morning for about 15 minutes before handing over the decision to the judge there.
Yeah, Cruz actually pled guilty a year ago of killing 14 students and 3 staff members and then wounding 17 others. This all happened back on February 14th, 2018. I believe one of the things that he actually said was he wanted to do it on Valentine's Day because he never wanted the school to be able to celebrate Valentine's Day again, which...
Very disturbing stuff there. Yeah,
So.
and I know that's obviously an ongoing thing that we were streaming on KSAT.com, so make sure if you want to check that out as well, you can here, and we will have the latest updates on our website as well.
Yeah, we are staying in the courtroom. Another
Yes.
high-profile court decision. A Connecticut jury awarded nearly $1 billion in damages to Sandy Hook families in the defamation case brought against Alex Jones over his lies about the 2012 elementary school massacre there. Jones was not in the courtroom, but said on air that he doesn't have the money.
Yeah, he was kind of doing like a live commentary as this decision was being handed down. So his attorney, of course, saying that he will likely appeal this decision. So the next step here is for the judge to consider punitive damages. So Wednesday's decision was for compensatory damages meant to compensate the plaintiffs for what they lost. Punitive damages are to punish the defendant for what they did wrong. And that's been, I think, a big part of both of these trials that Alex Jones has gone through, is that I think they're trying to basically make it so that he loses his wealth, essentially.
Yeah, and the decision is pretty much right after that trial here in Austin, where a jury found that Jones should pay a separate pair of Sandy Hook parents who sued him nearly $50 million.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously you look at the $1 billion, decision there. Again, now whether that probably likely will not be able to get paid out, right? And so it's really just about going after his wealth and making sure that, I guess, even his website, his YouTube, his other platforms may be also potentially shut down.
You got to wonder if he's going to file for bankruptcy to avoid having to pay anything on all this, and so that's going to be a long time playing out, just like everything else is, I guess.
And you brought up something with the Parkland shooting there, the families in the courtroom, and then also here Sandy Hook families as well. And it's just taken, that was what, 2012, so it's taken 10 years. It's been a while here.
And it may not be over yet,
Yeah.
especially if he appeals or decides to file for bankruptcy or something.
Right. Switching gears a little bit here.
A little different story.
Yeah,
How about
definitely
something outside the
different here.
courtroom. Can we go outside?
Yeah,
but
we
this
can go
isn't
outside a little bit.
This isn't any better news.
Technically outside, I guess, yeah. Some consumer news here. So it's going to cost you a bit more to hang out with Mickey Mouse and his friends in California. You're devastated, David, I know. Disney has increased the price of its tickets to the California parks, with a one-day pass seeing an average jump of 9%.
A single-day ticket to Disneyland is now going to cost between $114 and $179. All you want to do is see Mickey and ride some rides for $107. What? Come on, Mick. What's wrong with you? You'd think Mickey and Minnie would get together and go, hey, we're going to lower prices. But no. Something going on out there.
Not likely,
Remember when they used to be 104 and 164? That was too long. Remember when they used to be less than 100?
That was like last year, and they've just been going up since then. So So many people have been wondering about the Florida parks. So general admission prices there at the Orlando parks are not going to increase, but they're still going to hit you here in your wallet because basically you're saying that travelers to Florida will not escape higher costs. Disney has also increased the cost of its Genie Plus pass, which lets guests skip long lines for select attractions. I want to explain this to you, David.
Okay,
Genie
please do,
Plus.
because I'm not sure about this Genie Plus thing.
Okay, so a few years back, they used to just have the Fast Pass. And all you
Right.
had to do was just go early enough to be able to get the Fast Passes, and it was free to sort of skip part of the line. Now,
Right.
Genie Plus, you have to pay for each individual attraction
Well, of course. Man,
to be able to do that.
I'm stunned. I'm just, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like that just makes planning even harder too, right? Because
Oh,
now
it
you
is
actually
tough.
have to plan out like, okay, I want to do this ride first and
Yeah.
then this one.
Yeah.
Man.
And
They
it
call
costs
it-
about $20
Yeah, for just
per
the-
attraction.
Per
So
attraction?
That's on top of what you're paying just to get into the park.
Okay, so there's two things here. Number one, they are the Magic Kingdom, and they're magically sticking their hand in your pocket and grabbing all your money. And number two, I got like almost about ready to have my fourth grandchild.
Oh boy.
Man, I'm gonna have to mortgage, get a second
I was
mortgage
gonna
on
say,
the
are
house.
you
just
planning on
take it
going to
Disneyland.
Disney anytime soon?
We're
Good luck with that, David.
Find some free spot on the beach and call it good, man. That's it. We're going to the lake, kids.
yeah.
What about Disneyland? Talk to Mickey. That's all I
I'll pray
got.
for you. That's all I got to say.
all I got.
Because that is going to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Plus travel to get over there.
Yeah.
Travel. Go either to
thanks. Now you
California
bring
or
that up.
Sorry. I'm just now I'm really thinking about the whole
Hotel,
the whole
plane.
endeavor that's
Yeah.
going to be for
Food.
you. Hey, but think of all the wonderful memories.
Oh yeah.
Those are priceless, David.
Priceless.
Priceless.
Good job, RJ.
Yeah, thanks.
Look, we got some Disney.
We're sticking
themed
with the
weather
Disney
trivia.
theme. Are y'all
Okay.
Disney fans?
Uh,
have we watched
Hakuna
a
Matata.
couple? Look at
It's a
that.
wonderful phrase.
All right. So
Ain't
you
no
better
passing
get this
craze.
trivia
Some
question
worry-
then.
worry philosophy.
That's wonderful.
you
I'm
go.
so proud of
Thank
both
you.
of you. Okay, so yeah, sticking with our Disney theme.
Wow.
In the movie The Lion King, what weather-related incident happens at Pride Rock right before Simba and Scar fight at the end of the movie?
I know this, but I don't.
Hurricane force winds, a freeze, lightning, sparks of fire, or flooding rain.
See.
Is that-
Really?
lock it in?
Whoa.
I think I'm going to see.
RJ, what do you think?
Oh man, I'm gonna get ridiculed by, especially my wife here for
Yeah.
not knowing this answer. So right before Simba and Scar fight at the end, I'm gonna say D, flooding rains.
All right.
Was there? Oh,
Hakuna Matata.
There you go. Yep.
yeah.
It is C. Lightning strikes, causes a fiery scene there at the end of the
Simba.
movie. I had to go. I wanted to do like a weather-related
Yeah.
fun
I like
something,
it.
so I had to
I
go.
like
I had
it.
to
That's really
stay
like
with
it.
the
Yeah.
Disney theme.
Yeah, give me
So
credit.
it wasn't
There's a
too
lot
bad.
going
That's a
on
good
there.
question,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So all
I know
right.
my Lion King.
That was pretty good. David.
That was
I give
very,
you
very
props for
impressive.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Hakuna Matata. I'm going to be saying that for the rest
Yeah,
of the
you
day.
don't say that
It's a
all day.
wonderful phrase.
It's a wonderful phrase. All right, back here at home, maybe a wonderful thing, depending on how you want to look at it. We had a front move in earlier this morning. Right off the bat, it's not going to do a ton for our temperatures as we head into the second half of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. A couple of showers south of Houston, west of the Galveston area. It's possible we find a few very isolated showers, maybe a stray rumble on the south side of this front near the coastal plains, closer to the coast later this afternoon and evening. For us here in San Antonio, we are dry out there throughout the remainder of the day. We've got plenty of sunshine. If you've stepped outside today, we've got dry air filtering in off of those breezy north winds. This is a look at those dew points, and you can see the farther north and west you go, those dew points are a lot lower. So those humidity levels are dropping in the 40s, Junction, Rock Springs, Kerrville. So that's pretty dry out there. That definitely adds to that comfortableness factor when you do step outside. 54 here in San Antonio, not too bad there. A little bit more muggy farther down to the south and closer to the coast where that front is struggling to make it to you. Again, that drier air filtering in off of a breezy northeast wind. We already have seen some wind gusts, generally upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. I think that trend continues at times into this afternoon. Combine that with the humidity dropping and of course just the extremely dry conditions out there in terms of dry grasses and vegetation. condition, and we actually do have elevated fire danger concerns that are in place today, especially along the I-35 corridor. A lot of our counties, including Bexar County, still under those active burn bans, so just go ahead and plan on avoiding outdoor burning today just to be on the safe side. Really more of the same heading into our Friday. It is still going to be hot, so this afternoon we're climbing into the low 90s here in San Antonio, around 90 for your Friday, partly cloudy skies. We quickly see that humidity work in this weekend, so you likely will be able to feel it, especially in the mornings. Maybe a little bit more of a heat index value there. But then by late weekend, really Sunday night and into early Monday, prospects still looking good for a second front to move through. This packs more of a punch in terms of a better rain chance Sunday night and into Monday. And then also a taste of fall with highs in the 70s on the backside of that. So that's good news. Fingers crossed. We'll continue to monitor that. So check back in. But again, throughout the remainder of this Thursday, I think it's possible we see some high clouds later this afternoon, but really more sunshine, temperatures warmer than average, upper 80s, low 90s. So it's not really feeling a whole lot like mid-October right now, but hopefully by this time next week, we'll at least have a couple days under our belts where that fall-like feel returns after that front moves in Sunday night and early Monday.
So who said,
feel.
I laugh in the face of danger?
Oh man, came right back. I'm gonna guess that it's Timon.
Simba.
No, it's Simba. Okay.
Close.
Our wonderful,
Wow.
she was ready, our wonderful
right, she has.
producer.
I think Alyssa's probably watched that movie once or twice. How many times have you seen that
For
movie?
the record,
Alyssa?
Alyssa did have the right answer. She got in my ear. Yeah. She said
She's a
She's a big Lion King fan. There, I should have asked Alyssa this question.
I know.
David was
She
good.
did give me the right
Yeah.
answer in
Yeah.
my ear.
Oh, did she?
I just went against the grain, yes.
She's trying to help you out.
I know.
It's good stuff.
Set on flooding rains. No, it's
wrong
right.
with you?
It's not a bad. I mean, it rains
Yeah.
at the end of the movie,
Oh, okay. See, that's what I was thinking.
right?
So I knew there
Does
was
it rain at
something
the end of the
in
movie?
I'm pretty sure that's what puts the
what
fire
puts
out.
the fire- yeah, I think so.
Alyssa, she would
The
know.
rain
Yep,
puts the
it
fire
rains
out,
at the
right?
end.
At the end of the movie?
The fire out.
Huh?
It does rain.
It does rain, but you don't know if it puts the fire out?
Yeah. I think the fire stops.
The fire stops.
my.
Or is it
Okay.
still burning?
Anyways, regardless, there's a happy
Baby,
ending
yeah.
at the end of that
Yes, it's true.
movie,
Yes,
right?
it's true.
I
So,
really
Yes.
ever wanted to know about the Lion King.
I know. Here we go.
There we go. Whole show. on
there it
Lion King.
is.
The whole-
There it is.
That's what we
KSAT
do
News
here.
Now. Our theme today, Lion King.
Yeah. All right.
right.
You know, the Spurs used to be the kings of the NBA.
Oh,
case.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, okay. Some Spurs news this morning as the Spurs and AT&T here will still be on the same team this season, David, after the team and company agreed to extend the naming rights for the arena for just this one season.
The original 20-year deal paid the Spurs $41 million overall, or about $2 million a season. It was set to expire this month, and now the move allows the Spurs to extend their search for new naming rights partner. You think maybe some people are hesitating until they start winning again? Like,
It's an interesting thing, yeah.
you think they got to get it back together?
I'm surprised here because usually some of these companies have been pretty quick to jump on these naming these arena deals. So I'm a little curious about this. Obviously, AT&T's probably very happy to still have their name on the arena there, but
You know, with the
Spurs still
state of
looking-
the Spurs right now, I mean, Fred's Fish Fry might have got it for
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, Whataburger
song and a
Arena,
dance.
Fred's Fish Fry.
Fresh Fish Fry, right? They could have got it for a song and a dance right now, maybe. Because
Yeah,
you know, when the
that
Spurs
was,
start winning again and going to the playoffs, you know, price is going up. It's kind of like Disneyland.
There you go. This is why they should invest right
That's
now
what I'm
into this
telling you.
thing, and then
a lot
when
of
the
people
Spurs get
wanted,
the number
so.
one pick this year, Victor Wembanyama.
Oh,
then,
here you go again. Oh, man.
Then we are good to go with Fred's Fish Fry Arena.
It's Fish Fry.
Some come watch the silver.
They
and
could
black.
give away one fried shrimp for every point over 100. Remember when they used to
that'd
do
be
like
cool.
give you a
I
free
like
taco
that.
or
Yeah,
something after if the
yeah.
first scored 100 points? Everybody got a
That-
free taco?
I do remember that. Yeah. Well, David. Yeah. So
All right,
we're
is
gonna
that
have
it?
to
Are we
wait
done?
on that.
Yeah. Are we done?
We are almost done.
probably
I
do-
was
okay,
saying,
what else
are
we
you watching any baseball?
I watched the Astros
Okay.
and I watched that Rodon home run the other night in the bottom of the ninth with 2 on and 2 out, and he nailed that thing, man. That was a rope. That was just a rope in the second deck.
Yeah,
Minute
that was
Maid Park.
that was a rocket coming out of his bat there. So the Astros playing tonight, Game 2 against the Seattle Mariners, and it'll be interesting to see if the Mariners can bounce back.
Yeah.
I don't think they can. I think the Stros.
Is that what tonight is like this afternoon? The Stros always end up playing in the afternoon. They get no
they
respect
do.
because they want the Yankees on at night, so everybody thinks everybody's going to watch the Yankees. 'Cause they're
Yankees
New York's
Guardians
team.
tonight. Astros
You know.
Mariners 2:37.
Yeah,
that's a weird
2:37,
time
so that's
also.
all right.
Yeah.
So all that, skip the Yankees.
There we go.
'Cause you know Judge is going to hit a home run. Everybody's going to go crazy. Oh, Judge hit another home
Well,
run.
we'll see.
All right, anyway.
So go Stros here as they try to make it back to the ALCS and Game 2 today in Houston. So David, Bro Show, we did
Bro
it.
show.
We did it. We need the walk-up music.
Man,
next
we
time?
do. We need some walk-up music.
Alyssa?
Alyssa's got to do a little research, find us some walk-up music.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thanks guys for being with us. Make sure to check out the podcast as well.
and gentlemen.
We'll see you
Welcome
tomorrow.
to the Bro Show.